Hello everybody, what's up? It's your boy Tony from Black Thought. It's been a minute since I did a video, but I'm back at it again. Appreciate all of y'all for all the love and respect you've been showing on YouTube. I'm almost at 5,000 subs. On TikTok, almost at 16, or actually I'm past 16,000. And on Instagram, you already know that's where I pop off the most. But anyways, so on to the video. See, I get a lot of comments just like this, and this is a myth. Do not let comments like this take you away from what slavery actually was here in the United States. Number one, this person, they cited 2% of whites owned slaves. Now, if we actually look at the statistics, according to Duke University, about 30% of white folks in the South had slaves. And that's going by one or more. So you may ask yourself, how did this person get 2% from 30%? Well, the actual stat is that 1 to 2% own more than 200 slaves. Yeah, think about them like your super elite class. You know how you hear Bernie Sanders all the time going, the 1%? Those are the 1% that actually had more than 200 slaves. In reality though, about 30% of white folks in the South had at least one slave or more. But even that number, 30%, you might be thinking, oh, that's just 30%. That's not a lot. There's more to the story. So that 30%, while yes, it's only 30. It's not that high. It's not even a majority. But understand that during slavery times, there was a leasing system, meaning you could lease out your enslaved person to someone else. So a lot of the folks that were enslaved, they were leased out. Think about how you see these construction companies and they have these big cranes and these big tractors and this, that, and the third. A lot of those equipments are leased out. They're not owned. It's exactly the same thought process as far as it comes to enslaved folks. They were leased out, not owned. In fact, that's what New Year's was all about. New Year's was pretty much the end of most contracts and the renewal of some, as well as the getting of new ones. And so New Year's, while it may have been a fun time for white folks in the South during this time, for black folks, it was a time of reckoning. Because they knew that pretty soon they were going to be leased out somewhere, wherever, away from their families, separated from their loved ones. So, while yes, only 30% had at least one or more enslaved person, we must recognize that through leasing, there were so many more people that participated in the act of slavery. Think about it like this. There's no real statistic, but think about it like this. While yes, 30% had, probably about 60 or 70 or even 80% were leasing. So yeah, it's not as simple as this person makes it out to be. And I'm not using them to bag on them. I'm just using this as an instructional tool because I see this comment in my comment section so often that it boggles my mind. Now, on to the next piece of this. They acknowledge that the Civil War was probably the most bloodiest war in American history. That is 100% fact. I cannot deny that. But under that, they talk about Irish being enslaved. So first and foremost, the Irish were never enslaved in the United States. I'm not going to talk about abroad, but in the United States, the Irish were never, not one time, enslaved. They were indentured servants, sure, but they were not slaves. And the difference being, indentured servants have rights, and indentured servitude has an expiration date. Enslavement, you have no rights, you have no expiration date. In fact, your children are also going to continue the practice and be the property of whoever owned you, whoever enslaved you. So let's make that clear. That being said, I will admit, slavery is an act that we've seen everywhere across all major civilizations. Africans enslaved Africans. I know, shocker, right? Europeans enslaved Europeans. The Middle Easterners enslaved Middle Easterners. The Chinese enslaved Chinese. That has been a constant throughout the entirety of history, that every slavery has participated in slavery in some way, shape, form. However, and let me make this clear, the Europeans were the first to engage in were the first to engage in race-based slavery. That had never happened before in history. Before, it was simply you enslaving those that were in your area or that lost to you in a battle. It was never race-based. It was never one race of people subjugating another one. And also, I want to posit this, because the Europeans were the first to invent what's known as chattel slavery, where the complete abolition of rights or humanity of the person became normalized, where that became the what constitute enslavement, as well as a part of chattel slavery being the children of the enslaved belonging to the enslaver. So understand, while yes, there was slavery throughout the entire world, throughout all the civilization, the Europeans were the first to do race-based, and they invented what's known as chattel slavery, which made the practice of slavery so much worse than it already was. So yeah, I hope I dismantled a lot of the myths here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a sub. I'm trying to get back into things. And for all those that came from TikTok, that came from Instagram, that came from Shorts, appreciate you. Thank you. We're keeping it going. Y'all, the support has not been unacknowledged. I truly thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.